Okay, 7:01, we'll call the meeting to order. And I have my agenda here somewhere. I'm gonna cover it up. There it is. Previous minutes. Did everybody have a chance to look over the previous minutes and read them? Yes.
Yes.
I make a motion that we accept the previous minutes.
Second.
I second that motion.
Motion's been made by Brenda, seconded by John. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Finances, do you want to do that now? Do you want to wait?
Doesn't matter. You good now?
We've got quite a few visitors. We want to get the visitors first and keep you here for the rest of them. Fairfield Community Center. Come on up. So we'll ask you to step right up here and there's a button right in the middle that says push. It'll turn the green light on so that everybody can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. I believe the select board has received our letter requesting that an increase from 2,000 to 4,000 be put on the town warning. And we're here to defend that request. We provide services for the whole county, but Bakersfield, you just received a little graph. About 25 to 30% of our clients come from Bakersfield. Plus a lot of our volunteers. We provide food shelf meals. At this point in time, we are doing everyone eats meals. People come and pick up meals and we serve, I think 46 households. We hand out or deliver 70 meals pretty much every Tuesday. And when people come in to pick up their meals, they can get produce. Some of it comes from Hannaford's. Some of it comes from the Healthy Roots gleaning program. You should come on a Tuesday when you can and just check out this process.
And not to mention our new space. We have a
Yes.
lovely new space. They opened up all the area on the right-hand side of the Fairfield Community Center. It used to be broken up into small rooms and now it's just one big space. And it's wonderful. We would really welcome.
Even
any-
if you don't like the meal, the produce is wonderful.
So you can see that and we have the food shelf is every Tuesday from 3 to 5. The meals get picked up between like 1:30 and 3. So we have a pretty good sized crew of volunteers that pack the bags, deliver them to the folks as they come through. We have, I think, 5 different people who deliver meals to people who can't come to the center to pick up their meals. And some of those are migrant workers. I think about 17 or so are delivered to the homes of migrant workers. We're proud of being able to do that. Our budget for this next year is projected. Let's see. Where did I circled it so I can find it? For the food shelf, it'll be about 10,000 for us to do. We do a lot of fundraising and grant writing to find those funds. For we're hoping to get started again with the community meals. We used to have meals every Tuesday, sit-down meals, a social opportunity for seniors. Mary can tell you about that. She used to come and everybody's missing them. We're hoping to get them started again soon. The community meals cost us about 16,000 and we're still hunting for a cook. Candy Dozatel from Bakersfield used to be our cook. Unfortunately, she can't do that now because of health issues. So anyway, we are seeking your help. The town of Fairfield gives us 15,000 per year for just any way we want to spend it, and 3,000 to help do building repairs and so forth. So we're kind of hoping you can boost what Bakersfield gives to match the percentage of services that we provide for Bakersfield. Do you have questions?
Bill, so on the board, have any questions? about it?
No,
Linda provides, she's a volunteer with the meals program. She provides deliveries for some of the meals programs. She participates in our programs.
The Thanksgiving program.
Yeah.
Is that in addition to Operation Happiness, or do you work together with Operation Happiness at all?
It's in addition. We do it here. Operation Happiness has its own. When we, at the end of our program, things go from us to them.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have Sharon True is our turkey wrangler. The school, the Fairfield School usually provides us with the canned goods that we need. We do need some funding towards that, but most of it's stuff that we've been able to get donated from various places. The Lions Club in Enosburg sometimes donates funds towards it. And then that's one where we limit that to Fairfield and Bakersfield. We don't provide to other towns. Our other services are all for anybody in the county. So. Yep.
The amazing thing to me with this whole program is the cooperation. It's amazing the number of people who do a small part to make the whole thing work. It's amazing. I do 2 hours on Tuesday afternoons. I make a delivery at the end on my way home. And that's all I do. I walk in and the meal's there ready to pack up and give out. The milk is there, the everything, and it all, not magic. But there's so many moving parts. I think it's just an amazing process. I'm really impressed. And the people who come through are just so appreciative of what we do and provide. And we are also very, very appreciative to Hannaford's. They're amazing, the amount of food that they run through all of the food shelves. It's not just us, it's everybody.
Right.
They do it.
Yep.
Fantastic.
We pick up on Monday and Tuesday, and it's foods that are about to have to be thrown out, or they'd have to pay to compost. So they send them to us, and it's good stuff. And on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Enosburg picks it up. And it's, we get lots of bread, lots of good stuff, and everybody is thrilled.
Has the number of people that you help increased significantly over the last few years?
Yeah, people we've not seen before,
Mhm.
especially through COVID. Yeah, people who got laid off and walked in our door for the first time. We've seen a fair amount of that. Yep.
Mm.
Young families who's,
More young people?
Yep,
It's a very welcoming place.
we try. Yeah. Okay, I do have a question. ARPA.
That's
Am I
me.
too- That's
me.
you.
That's me.
Okay. So I just need to talk to you separately.
You can.
I
You
need-
absolutely can.
Okay, good. I want to present something at some time.
Understood.
Okay.
We got until 2026.
I know. All right.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you. Catherine Rosenberg.
Remember, I couldn't remember.
Ah,
Thank you.
We do that at the pool.
I'll put that with their request
Mhm.
to break down.
Did you get all the numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Close enough.
Happy holidays.
18 comes from there.
They're asking us for 4.
Yep. I got that up there. So Bill was gonna try to join on
Zoom, he said.
Zoom, but I don't see him yet, so.
Yeah.
If you've worked something out with him, then we're,
No, I have not.
Oh, you haven't?
Something different.
okay.
Okay, this is from Historical Society and also Bakersfield Garden Club.
Thank you.
And what they're asking for funds. from Voters,
Thank you.
questions to be on the line. Then we'll have to do some- What to do, what they done. All that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Are you gonna be here too?
Don't know.
I'm not sure. She had an email today and also. It's not Monday, so she is scheduled to work on Wednesdays.
And she's got a file,
Oh, those are our warrants, so.
so this is her file over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna take those warrants from here.
Okay.
No,
I think we've signed them all, including, no. Josh has not signed them.
I haven't signed the ones. You can take them to write them down. I'll need them at the end.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't get signed.
I'm gonna, one that was tucked in there.
I told you, I said, what about you? Oh, yeah, we got it.
Well, it was all messed in there together. I thought I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Jack's side for that. Bakersfield Historical Society,
Sure.
they would like to put an article in one request $10,000 this year. This is an increase from last year's 5,000.
Is your mic on?
Is your mic on? Sorry.
The little green lights on.
Can you push it once? There we go.
Brighter green light.
There we are. It's okay.
Okay.
I know. It's hard to see
Okay,
sometimes.
so the Historical Society would like an article in the warning to ask the voters for $10,000 for the Historical Society to assist with the building, operating and sustainability expenses. And a portion of that, close to 5,000, goes towards payment of the $40,000 loan that we have with the town. And we have requests on the table since April for ARPA funds, and we haven't heard anything to date, so we need to go forward with that request. And the Historical Society is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation. The Historical Society building is on the National Registry of Historic Buildings. We have a responsibility to properly maintain that. And the 40,000, if you remember, was for completion of payment to contractors for the work that needed to be done. And we did get some grant money, but some of the grants that we applied for were not accompanied with a structural engineer's report. And that was due to COVID, not being able to get the engineers in there because they hadn't been vaccinated. The governor had his stay-at-home directive during that time frame as well. So the Historical Society provides a venue for education about the history of Bakersfield. It's museum space, plus it's public space for public events. We provide at no cost space for bereavement luncheons, and we did a few this last year. Special concerns went away. They were hosting most of those, providing most of those. There is a new group called Bakersfield Bereavements that Lyle and Carol are heading up, that have done 2, but only 1 right at the Historical Society for Pauline Lawyer. But we've had other ones there. If somebody gets their own caterer and it's for a resident, then it was also no charge. And we've had a few of those. Do you have any questions, concerns?
Just a curiosity in the bottom paragraph, George's Catholic Church, is that the one that's on Main Street?
St. George's Catholic Church is the old historical,
Oh,
the Historical
Here.
Society was.
Did you read that paragraph?
I read right here. I read the whole thing. It said the South Academy that was later St. George Catholic Church and now the Bakersfield. Yeah,
You read the whole thing.
I didn't read the
Everything
Historical
you
Society. My brain went to the church that's down on Main Street because that's like empty. I was wondering.
That's the Methodist, that's the old Methodist church.
Methodist church.
That's privately owned building now.
Yeah,
All right. I put
Okay.
that one in our
Okay,
list of.
I gave out all my copies of the other ones. The other one's for the Bakersfield Garden Club.
Right.
And that is a group of volunteers that joined forces in the spring of the year. They wanted to do some revitalization of the Bakersfield Town Common. And they did the flower garden, they did the walkways. And for those of you that lived in Bakersfield a long time, you might remember that walkways went around the perimeter of that common, and they have an interest of, redoing those walkways.
The circle as well as the big X and all the way around the outside.
Bit by bit. And Mark Allen came forward with a good idea to rent a sod remover to get the sod off the old base of those old paths. When they did the digging around in the circle of that center garden, it was all hard pack in there because that's where the walkway used to be. It was an earthen walkway with crushed stone. So that just the circle there is crushed stone now, and created a path down to the monument. And all the labor and their equipment was all donated. We had no cost there, but we did have cost on materials for the flower garden and for the crushed stone. And thanks to the select board and the road crew, the trucking on the crushed stone was provided by the town. And they know that with this request, it's going to be out another year before they get these funds. And the Cemetery Commission did give funds to get the flowers and mulch and crushed stone, but it wasn't something that was in their budget. And you're probably aware that there has been confusion in the past about what's cemetery, what's common, what's the responsibility of the Cemetery Commission. We're a cemetery commission, we're not a park commission. So a little bit of history is back in 1963, the select board member that was taking care of the flower gardens in the park passed away, and the select board at that time passed off the care of the gardens and all the common to the Cemetery Commission. But some folks think that the cemetery, when they run out of space, can use what is the common, but they can't. If you go back and look at the old deed, that was deeded as a common and burial grounds. And there's a little clause in there that says that anybody can contest that if that provision is violated. So you might be in a position of where we were with Brigham Academy when it closed. Any questions or concerns?
Anything has to happen for this to be recognized as a club by the town, like a
Are they a
The-
nonprofit?
They're setting themselves up as a
They
nonprofit.
are. Okay.
Yes.
I just hate for us to get in trouble to, start contributing monies to a.
Club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, That would be my only concern. I don't
Okay.
think there's any. I've seen the people that are doing the work, they're townspeople that have been here for years and. I don't have that concern, but I just,
Yeah.
Better.
They didn't know what to call themselves and they came up with that.
Okay. Yeah, better just to cover ourselves rather than.
As long as they get that, what are they gonna do for the 401c?
501.
No, they're
501c,
going to
I'm
be a
sorry.
nonprofit through the state, but not through the 501c3.
Oh.
Same as Special Concerns was. Do you remember that?
Special Concerns did go through the effort to become a 503. Yeah, I've got the paperwork at home.
Hmm?
I've got the paperwork at home.
I don't think they submitted it.
That's possible. When they
Yeah.
left town, I found
Yeah.
it literally found it on my doorstep.
Great. I think that's as far as it went, Lance.
Okay,
Okay,
I
but
even paid the fee.
they were a nonprofit and with a tax exempt number.
Yep.
And so through the state, and that's the same as what this group is going to do, so that when they get their supplies and stuff, they can get it as a nonprofit. They were doing it through the town's tax exempt for the project. They did this last year. And they're also trying to overwinter geraniums so that cut down on the cost. Some are upstairs, some are at my house. They're camped out all over town. But we would have to rent a sod remover and all that. And we don't want to be a financial burden on the cemetery commission as well.
No, that seems to make sense as long as it all goes through.
Yep.
And again, I think the walkway and what they've done this year all look really nice out there.
Well, it does.
So
It does.
I'd love to continue to see it.
They took a lot of pride in it, and
Yep.
it was people saying, when I retire, this is what I want to do. So we just went back and reminded, you're retired. So here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Retired, but I'm tired now too.
Don't know when you had time to work, do you? I know how that works. Any questions, concerns?
Don't think so. Those will go in just like any other line item and be voted this year from the floor, I believe.
Yes.
Because we cannot do Australian ballot this year.
Okay.
All right.
That'll be fun.
Thank you.
Do you know if you're going to be having the town meeting here?
We have asked for use of the elementary school gymnasium,
Mm-hmm,
so that we can accommodate people and spacing.
mm-hmm.
At this time, what was our holdup? Well, they wanted us to pay to use their gym, so
Mhm.
that's our biggest. Okay. So we're just waiting on Tammy to call and see if the SU will waive the fee, considering it's a town function.
Okay,
And if they won't waive the fee, then
I think we should have it here anyhow.
you think we'll be all right having it here? Yeah,
and the Historical Society would like to do the luncheon like they've done in the past, and they would like to do it at their own building.
okay, we'll
They
make
have-
sure that that's put
They have
in.
better wiring than the school, so it accommodates coffee pots and all that without flipping breakers, and so
What'd you do, Frank?
it's always a good thing.
Yeah,
And quick question was, I know we had a lot of people that were without power. Did the school get used as an emergency shelter for anybody?
don't believe it did. Our emergency management coordinator. He never reached out. I reached out to the fire chief. And, at that time, he didn't see that it was needed.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he'd reach out to the coordinator and I didn't hear anything back from him, so. I think power started getting restored about the time that they would have been.
Unfortunately, the village never lost it,
Right.
so we must be doing something right. Okay,
Yep.
Thank you, Linda.
Has Bill called in or anything?
No, he's not on.
Okay.
Has he reached out to you, Tammy? Bill?
Go ahead.
Unless that's him on the phone.
Sure.
That wasn't Bill, was it, Kathy? Okay. So no money for Bill.
Right.
No,
Well,
he's a-
we'll do finance, and then we can.
Okay, so just a couple of things. We did receive a small payment for ARPA. In the middle of December. There was some money that wasn't allocated to certain towns, they split up among everybody else. There was only like $93.59. But our total for ARPA, $391,004.33.
Put your mic on.
No,
No.
let's do that again. Take two.
Okay, so. No, it's my fault. So we received a payment, our last payment for ARPA, which is $93.59. Which brings the total to $391,004.33.
Yeah, 391.
004. 33.
If I may, is that now we have all those funds now? We've
Yes.
received all of them?
Yep, we received them all. Yep. That's what. No, this is what the total was.
The number over 400.
Close to, I think what the actual.
Right.
And then also on the warrants, do you have them, Josh?
Tammy's got 'em.
Tammy's got them. You're gonna see the amount for the legal fees that we received. And for zoning, we decided to code that to zoning, and it's actually gonna put our zoning in the negative. So I gave you guys the accounts within the general fund. And not everything on that sheet is up to date, but the zoning fund is,
Yeah, 62.50.
and we've only got 5,000.
Okay.
Or 6,182.66 in there.
So close.
But then you take the expenses, which is 5,792.
We're in the hole.
So we're in the hole. You look at our ending balance, that's before,
So that's a negative.
right? That's before that $6,000 comes out.
What are we totally over?
What's the total for that, Josh?
Total for that one's 18,521.91.
For the
For that
the
one.
legal fees?
For the legal fees is 62.50.
62.50. Okay. Hang on, I'm bringing out my calculator. So it's $2,692.09 in the hole. And then there was also some talk about replacing our furnace when it does go. We do have, if you look at that same sheet that says accounts within the general fund, we do have almost $54,000 saved in the town hall repair fund. I think you have a copy of it somewhere in there, Josh.
Yep.
So instead of budgeting that for the furnace, I'm assuming we could just take it out of that amount,
It is a repair.
correct?
Yep.
If that's the case, we should look into getting that done
sooner
Before it
than
goes.
later.
before it could.
You mean you don't want to wait till it's 20 below and then have it quit?
Right.
Certainly would make sense. Get it scheduled in the new
Yeah,
year.
if maybe we have John and Kathy work together on that
Okay,
and get some people to come in here, give us a couple quotes and
we have them.
we have quotes for
replacing the furnace.
one person, right?
Well, I called every local HVAC person around. Everyone, couple came in, they literally told us they don't want to do the job. They said no, specifically, they were commenting on how we getting it out of the basement. The only one who wanted to do the job provided us a quote.
Yeah.
The other one said that they couldn't, they were out of the area. Or they didn't want to, they were too busy to take on that kind of job at this time.
And the one that gave us the quote is also the one that said he would do the tune-up on it, to keep it running through the winter.
Right.
That was Holbert, right?
Hobart, yeah.
So, and he came and did that.
And a lot of them didn't even respond, like they never even returned a call.
Just document that because we have to have it from three.
Yeah, we have to have at
Three
least 3
sources.
quotes.
I have a
I'll have to
couple
look.
uncles too. I don't know if they deal with HVAC, but I could ask.
This is strictly just the hot air furnace. It's
Okay,
not-
They're like Damien Blue and
Haul it out.
Rock
put it
Allen.
in.
Yeah, I have to look. I have to look through my emails and everything
Yeah, I
to
think-
figure out who the other two were.
So I think some of our really local guys might have been missed on that because of, like, I don't know what kind of search you did for.
Google HVAC 05441.
Yeah, that's, yeah, that
I
would
had-
turn up half the guys that would be willing to take.
Damien doesn't even have a cell phone, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
You
if-
have to call his wife to get him to call you back when he
Yeah.
comes back. Probably didn't get
Damian
Bennett's
Llewellyn.
either, right?
Who?
Bennett's.
I contacted Bennett, they never called back. I contacted Bernie Gage, he said he didn't want to do the job.
There's Brad
Um,
Sylvester too.
I forget who else said they didn't want to do the job. Westco? I don't remember, I have to look at my notes.
Cause he's not gonna pop up on Google.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he might.
Would help if they did.
Not looking up.
It won't be under furnaces, no.
Yeah, because I thought he was
I think
plumbing.
He's in the phone book under F and A plumbing.
He does
I thought he
both.
was plumbing, yeah.
He has pretty much everything, I think.
And the result.
Yeah.
Well, if you could get me the number of the other person, I'll gladly contact both of them and see if they want to come in and quote it.
Yeah.
A
Yeah, I
new
can get you
furnace.
Both of them.
And we went back and forth, and the only thing that most people said the same thing, and I brought it up with the split units or the I can't think of what they are. They said that Gage said no, that wouldn't work up here in the winter for a large.
Oh, you're talking about the heat pumps.
Yeah, wouldn't work for the size that we have. Just wouldn't work for the building. It's too big to try. It was small room heat pump would work fine, but this is way too big of a space. And so did, I think Holbert said the same thing to us. It's just too big of a space to use heat pumps where you would need too many of them.
I don't remember.
I have a Rock Allen's number too, if you need it, right?
You have who?
I have one of them, one of their number already.
All right.
Numbers.
Well, don't tell, oh, you don't want, just shut it down and on a sticky note and give it to me.
Uncles, plural.
I'll gladly give him a call.
And yeah, I don't think heat pumps are, I would agree, this room, you need 4 of the damn things to keep this place going,
And the service,
this room in particular. But
and you'd have to upgrade the service to the electric to the building and everything else they were saying. Just, they were just like, it's not really a good option.
no, it's not.
Because you'd still need new furnaces when it was too cold for the heat pumps.
And I think make sure that we want to look into one furnace that's big enough for the job rather than 2 separate furnaces.
One large furnace
I think that's gonna be your better option.
with 2 zones.
Dual zone.
Dual zone.
Better than-
Okay.
Are you upgrading your electric?
Are we upgrading the electric?
Could be, right? You got fuses down there still?
You know, I didn't really stare at it when I went down with the one HVAC. I thought they said it was 90, which is weird. I never even heard of it. Like, that's going back a bit.
And you have hot water now, right?
Hot water. We had a hot water.
This whole
I've
time.
been here almost 20 years. Oh, no.
I got one right here.
Vera didn't know.
Okay.
Need a penny on the back of that fuse. It's
Yeah.
lovely.
Keeps it on all the time. That's always a good way to go. Okay, so just give me the number and I'll call and I'll try to get Larry, see if they'll both stop out in the new year. Okay, I'm gonna.
And I have his number. I can get my other uncle's number too, if you need it too.
Okay, and I'll reach back out to
Penny, it's
Holbert and have him
possible.
update the quote.
Get Brad,
Yep, I can get Brad's too.
get Brad to come in, maybe take a look at it too.
Mhm.
I think the more people we get in here, the better our chances are of finding somebody that's willing.
Yeah, they have to take down the wall. Brenda's desk.
Slices to get the fuel tank down there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it'll do. They'll get it done.
We can, yep. It's just gonna cost a little more.
That's right.
Get anything done, it just takes time and money.
That's what I always say. Enough time and money.
Alright, so so that works. Still think, how much did we have budgeted for building repair? I want to say it was like 20. Where did we go higher?
This building,
Yeah,
We had 15,250 for building expense.
We did that.
15 or 15?
15.
We did that so that we could replace the furnaces though.
Right, what I'm saying is if we use this account
Uh-huh.
and it takes, say, 40,000 to get the job done. The job is done, but you've also depleted that account if something else was to happen. You know?
I
The
think-
back wall blows out, right?
Slate roof.
The slate roof comes sliding off, you know, the wind and the ice get up underneath there and start lifting stuff. I think leaving that 15,250 in there. It's not gonna make.
And then
sense.
just pay for the remainder with the town hall repair.
Yep. Well, no, pay for it out of the town hall repair fund,
Okay,
but use that money to
Replenish.
replenish.
Replenish that, yeah.
Okay,
similar to what we do with the
Equipment
repair
repair.
fund.
Okay.
You know, keep a level number in there, whatever we use, replace,
replace it. Okay,
just because these buildings are not by any chance new.
Mhm.
Both, so repairs are going to start costing the town more and more. Better to be ahead than scrambling behind again, right?
Agree.
Sorry, we kind of.
No, it's okay. that's pretty much all that I had anyway, but until,
Maria, you used to give us an account balance sheet.
yeah, I gave it to you the last meeting.
Yep.
I always give it to you the first meeting of the month.
Okay. I was looking through,
I have it all
I've
updated if you
I've
want it.
misplaced it then.
I can print you out a new one if you want me to.
It'll show up. Yeah, if you would, please, I guess.
Yep.
You need to look at it real quick.
I've got,
You're talking this one.
this is the one I'm looking at.
You need my balance.
I can make a copy. Thank you.
I can always print it for you too.
All right.
It says originally September 30th.
Right.
on it.
Yeah, that didn't. It's
Um,
supposed to update every time I print it, but it must be my formula. that's
This
wrong.
one says 11/14, so yeah, if you would print it, I would appreciate that. Thank you. And I apologize for misplacing it.
It's okay. I'll let slide this time.
It's in this mess somewhere.
All right. If you're all set, we'll, Bill's still not here, so jump over to Matt, if you wanna, unless you wanna stay there.
I can move.
Quite the job at work, it's organized chaos. Man, not be able to like just blindly put my hand on it, I know where it is here somewhere.
That's quite awkward.
Mm.
Thank you for taking a shower before you came in. Okay. Have you been home at all this week?
We got nothing to do.
You didn't have nothing to do?
I mean, we got some places to clean up, but
Thank you.
figure wait till it's a little bit warmer. We got 2 trees that are, pretty urgent need of work, but other than that, we had a couple of tractors over John's way that went up and down the road, cutting trees out of the road all morning by the looks. When I got
Yeah.
there, they were still playing and I mean, we've been told not to touch trees that are on the power line.
Yeah.
That one gentleman, in fact, went ahead and did it anyway because he'd already talked to somebody but they saved us a lot of time. I know who one of them was. I'm not sure who the other one was.
Thank you. Terry.
Is there any weight to having you call the Village of Venusburg Electric Company for there's that one tree still on the power lines on Joyle.
Oh,
I've
that's,
called them 4 times now.
that's cable.
That's not power?
That's Comcast, not Comcast, that's Consolidated.
Consolidated, yeah.
Really?
One there, what, 3-4 years ago, same exact place.
Yeah, they laid it on the ground for like
They
3
never,
weeks.
they never came and got it.
Really?
We ended up cutting it off for them. And I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I
'cause-
called them up and continuously.
All right, so it's we gotta get.
So if you know
consolidated.
anybody that and they've got that box at the end of the Joyle Road and one at the end of Sand Hill there.
Yeah,
So they're constantly by there, the smaller guys, they're gonna say it's
Okay.
the line crew, but it does very little good to call them, but you can
Ah,
try.
I thought that was power. Cool. I'm much more happy to hear it's just cable because I'm
Yeah.
like, that's gonna wipe out sooner. or later. It's laying on another tree. That's the only thing holding it
Right.
up across the road. And it's, I got a picture of it. It's
Yeah.
getting lower.
Well, now you know it's not electrical, just go chop it down.
I can't hold the chainsaw yet. I was going to, I called Mac. I told him the same thing. My left hand isn't going to work for it.
There's a lot of pressure on that one and because it kind of goes across the road to that and then across and it's,
Yeah, it's sagging. It's if it wasn't laying on another tree across the road, it'd be on the ground again.
yeah,
Danny will do it.
It's
no.
it's a little scary to look at. Let's just put it that way. When it gives, I don't want to be there.
Push it over. No.
No, it's like halfway across the road
Yeah,
and the
okay.
tree is better than half on the other side, you know, so it's not like we could lift it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And then there,
I
Go ahead.
do know, John.
Yes, sir.
that, once you call the power company and make your complaint, call
don't
me
complain.
multiple times afterwards. They just keep knocking you down.
well, no,
No.
I didn't complain. I asked on the first day and they said, I just said, I know a lot of people are out of power. I'm just letting you know. They said, okay. Then I called back over the weekend and I said, hey, just reminding you, this thing's laying there.
Yeah.
And then I called yesterday and they said, we're working on the final outage, the outage for us.
Yeah.
I said, oh, when you're done, could you ride over and take a look at this and just cut it off the line? It's a little concerning that that's going to come down. It's more a concern every time you drive under it, is it going to give way and it's going to fall on your truck or your car?
I go the other way.
Yeah, that's
That
kind of wild, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. It's pretty wild. And then further down, it's actually on Witch Cat, down by Todd Brown's old farm.
Yeah.
That one that's totally across the road.
That's one of the two that we gotta address right
Work
off.
on. Yeah, because I was looking at that, I'm like, I went under that. I'm like, oh God, I don't even want to drive under
It
this.
hits the antenna on the truck when I go through.
Yeah, exactly.
Not one of those big maples.
No, it's a big popple. It's been leaning for years, but it's
Yeah.
really,
It's, yeah,
Yeah.
did a real list now.
But get creative, take the dump truck under. Lift the dump body.
that one we can actually cut off and move with the loader.
It's not on lines, it's just over the roadway now.
Yeah, there's one there and there's one on the East Bakersfield Road, just
Same
this
thing.
side of Murphy's. Same thing. It's a popple leaning into two other trees and
The only thing with popple is they're prone to snap.
oh yeah,
But at least it's not gonna be sub-zero. They're less likely to snap when it's
It's
40
Dan's on.
degrees, so
I'll let Dan do it because he's experienced.
there you go.
Dan's so happy, look.
He saw, yeah. Did he just send a smiley face?
He didn't do anything. I don't think he's at the, he just turned on.
He's probably
That's
swearing right now.
That's a big tree.
That is.
That is a big tree.
Yeah.
And it's a root base that gave way, actually. I
It'd be
think.
better if it was near the power line. That way the power company would take care of
Take
it.
care of it and you guys wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. But that's a little downwind of it. And they've done enough anyway. So
You guys did a great job cleaning up a lot of it, driving around town and all, looking at all the down trees.
luckily, a lot of them didn't go the right way. They went the other way.
That's perfect, yep.
Yeah.
Anything else,
Obviously, we got the grader.
Yep, you saw that.
Did you get the final number on the wing?
Still haven't got back to me.
Okay.
Really?
Well, when you do, I'll put it in the paperwork.
I mean, I think we can go with that 30 that we got originally, because that's what they had told Johnson a few years back, it was gonna be like 25 to 28, so
All right.
I'm
30
thinking,
to 35 now.
I'll put a range.
Yeah.
Just because we can't find out.
We're not in a big hurry for the wing because we still have the.
we still have the other grader, and we can put the wig on the other one. That's not a problem at all.
Good, good.
So seems to have a lot of power, and I mean, he's only played with it in the driveway a little bit, but
Yep, yeah, if anybody hasn't been down, check it out. I suggest it. It's a pretty impressive looking rig. And kind of excited to see it go down the road.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any complaints or anything. Did anybody else hear of anything other
Nope.
than John's?
No, no, they clean the trees up
John's the only
fast.
one that called the town shed to complain.
There you go.
I called for Deb though.
Yeah, okay.
I called her, she called me, she got me on the phone. I'm like, Deb, I can't, because usually I'll be out there cutting stuff up. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't hold a chainsaw. I'll have to call the town guys.
Dan and I came around before, before I got your message there. And we cut that one, we got down to your driveway and Dan looked at that and said, that looks like a loader job. So we turned around, went back. Yeah, that was a loader job. That one and the one on Pudva.
I was gonna say, how about?
Yeah, they're big.
I saw some pictures, but
There was a couple small hemlocks down below Raymond's, but when you got right to Curtis's, there was a popple that was about that big right across the road.
apples did not fare well. when
They didn't. They really didn't.
Hemlocks on the farm didn't either.
No,
Roots
not
and
where
all.
you cut already.
No. Just in the swampy area.
Yeah.
Uprooted them.
That, the wind, well, they said that, what was the recorded, like they recorded a 72-mile-an-hour gust. or something
70 at the
crazy.
airport, right?
Yeah.
That's,
That's
Yeah.
moving, yeah.
yep.
You tip the outhouse back up right down there, did you?
I didn't.
You didn't? They're gonna let them deal with that. They were there today.
There's another concern.
Oh,
Remember how we've gotten requests from Mr. Geddes to take that barn down? We don't have to do it anymore.
Nope,
Fell down.
It's down.
down just as pretty as can be.
Yeah.
Laid just as flat set stack of papers almost.
it
I don't
didn't
know-
take- Didn't take out any power.
Nope,
Not unless because there was one cable there that might have been
it
tied,
didn't have power to it.
didn't have power to it and it didn't hit the pole or anything.
Perfect. So
Well, I
we can
think
get
it's-
somebody to come in and do a little cutting up. and
Well, it's on the
hauling
ground
it.
now, so it's not an
Right,
issue.
but I mean, in the
See-
spring.
Maybe, yeah, you might be able to get somebody to salvage a few timbers out of there if there's anything, if
Well,
there's
you
anything.
probably should burn the grass off first.
Off the tender.
Well, I saw on Facebook, I think it was Rosalie had a picture of a RV on its side too. I was like, oh,
Rosalie, got it on the roof,
yeah, put it.
perfectly up and
over.
down,
Really? Flip
That
it right
was-
over.
camper, yeah.
It was crazy. The wind, I know up in my way, the wind was, it was more than 70.
Yeah,
I honestly thought I was gonna lose the side of my house at one point. It
that
was-
gust that was down around the sand hill.
Funny you say that. My
Butternut.
brother-in-law did lose the side.
Really? Oh my God. I mean, the windows were sucking in and out as it was blowing. I was like, holy crap, I don't even want to sit in this area of the house.
I bet
Oh,
that was,
man,
thank you.
I want it. I'm afraid of heights. When it's still, you think I'm gonna be up there, but it's blowing around like that, forget it.
They've got my respect for
Yeah.
working through that storm.
Heck, yeah.
mention this for the record.
That's scary. That wind was, I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
it's 74, I think,
Because
74
he's-
miles an hour is a
Yeah,
category
right.
1 hurricane. I swear we had to have more than that at some points.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh,
So did you get the quotes for the Jenny I sent you?
They did.
So
I think, like you say, go with the
I,
3 years,
so
cheaper.
I'll give it to these guys. I don't know if you saw these. So these are for the school generator.
Service plans.
Yeah, I have the preventive maintenance plan. It describes everything. They're both the same. The main thing is they gave us a 1 and a 3 year quote. The 3 year quote, all 3 years for each year is cheaper than the 1 year. It just makes sense. If we're gonna be responsible for that generator, we're gonna save money year 1, year 2, year 3, because you know that 13.95 or whatever is gonna go up every year.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get cheaper.
Maria, can you take the number off those quotes and put that into the budget for generator?
That's the services they cover.
And
Do we own the one plus two, or is that the water department?
We own it, but the water department's taking care of it.
so, John,
It's a
I
small
would say,
one.
call, or do we need a
Well, I'll have,
motion and
Yeah, we
everything?
have a
to put
cooperative
3-year plan?
agreement with that.
I'll make a motion that we accept the 3-year plan from Milton Cat for maintenance on the school generator.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay.
So I'll reach back out.
That generator belongs to the town, not the school.
That is correct.
Yes, and the school is responsible for startup and fuel.
And you're doing the 3 year, correct?
3 year, correct.
You do the maintenance. started up in Bakersfield, have to start it like once a month, right?
Yeah.
They should run it minimal once a month under load.
They're supposed to.
Which quite honestly, let's face it, we probably should probably end up taking that portion over too, so that we know that it's being done. Or maybe ask the fire department if they would be willing to assist in that.
In
And
the
the
startup.
tests.
It's supposed to be automatic.
Yeah, you
The
could
unit's
set,
Supposed to do it itself.
do we have a transfer switch on that?
It wasn't
It
doing, it
was all
was
done.
not doing it.
When
but
they
it's
originally did it,
capable
it
of
was the
doing
whole
So
thing.
when,
It
Okay.
would run once, so I think it was once a week for 10 minutes or so in the morning.
Yeah, you just fire it off under load and load for school is just a light, so it's not that big
Right.
deal or heat, but you switched all the current over to it. So that it just
But
tests it,
originally it was set up to do itself.
right?
And I don't know if that's ever gotten put back online or not.
It should be done at least twice a month.
so John, we'll put that in your court to.
Yep,
call and definitely get that.
Well, we get the finalized paperwork, we'll have to sign it.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, now I'm on the spot.
No, you're on the spot.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that Sean Coleman from Northwest Regional Planning gave me a call today and the governor proposed to ask the president to declare state of disaster area. So, is it got damaged like or let's see, were there any deaths or injuries? We didn't report any, I'm pretty sure. Number of residential homes, multifamily mobile home damages. Damage to public infrastructure beyond debris clearing, which would be road damage or municipal building damage. Damage any businesses or farms, any places still without power. I think we crossed that one off the list today or yesterday.
Right.
And the information that's related to storm damage. I sent the email to Josh and Kathy. I'll get it out to everybody, but if anybody's aware of that, I'll compile it and send it to Sean if that works for you. If there's Sean Coleman, West Regional Planning Commission.
As far as actual road damage, we didn't have any damage.
There's no-
And it's not worth fooling with FEMA for debris cleanup either. Not,
Well, it says debris cleanup doesn't count.
if he gets it declared, it would be, but
Okay.
it was before, but still,
Yeah,
no,
not for what it required.
Yeah.
not for what we do for FEMA.
And speaking of which,
We have more to do.
yeah,
The
never ending.
she needs all the forced labor accounts for Whitney Road now. Wants to know size of the trucks that we've already,
we've already given all this info.
multiple times.
It's closed. I thought that one was closed.
Nope. We've got the 75% of 75% on that one,
Okay.
but to close it, they want this info. Tyler sent her a bunch of things from the
Original.
box culvert that was put in.
Yeah.
So I think he answered all those questions, but I gotta dig through and find, and it should be pretty easy to do because I know we've got it sitting right in the
We've already done it.
Yeah.
It's just,
multiple times.
Yeah.
But fun.
Gotta love it.
no.
Thanks again for doing that, Lance, and Matt. That's glad I didn't sign up for that one. Pays to be out of state sometimes.
Oh, yeah, you were on board back then, right?
Yeah, I was on board, but I was in Indianapolis when that hit.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Oh, Lance just got suckered into it, that's all.
Yeah. That's what he gets for riding around in his pickup truck.
Yeah, well, he
That wasn't me.
he was asked to want riding around his pickup. We suckered him into that one.
No, that wasn't me, the one that was joyriding and just,
I didn't know. If you
no. I was out taking pictures and measurements.
Yep. There was another member that was out riding around with. his-
And then there was one of them that had a school bus full of kids too.
Hey, that was an important lesson for a natural resources program to see all the damage that was caused. Anything else on roads from anybody?
I don't have anything on roads, but I know you were just talking about assistance. Brenda, you're talking about assistance for people who had damage. I know that, for like ag, businesses, if they contact their local FSA office, they are doing some assistance for people who had, issues with their farms and stuff like that. For like sugar woods, you know, that they're
Yep.
giving somebody back for damage and stuff.
If this is indeed declared an emergency, there will be forms and places to contact for anybody who has damage and wants to claim.
Yep. And Sean, for the record, was just looking for what potentials he might be looking at.
He's looking at for rough numbers.
Maybe we can get that barn replaced.
He called me
That is the
yesterday, but I
first-
hadn't gotten back to him yet.
Okay, well, that's what he told me. He said Lance hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Alright,
I was
no others on roads.
other ones occupied.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Warrants, budget review, we've covered, we're in the process of covering. The next budget meeting that we need to have will be on salaries and salary schedules. Do we want to do that on a regularly scheduled meeting, or do we want to have a separate meeting for that?
I would say a separate meeting.
It's still open to the public. It's still,
Well, then,
it has to be.
do we then pare down the, like, no visitors and stuff so that we can actually
We can't
focus
stop-
on that?
Can't stop people from coming in.
Right,
We
so,
can,
But they don't have to be on the agenda.
right,
They can come and observe, but they
Right.
don't have to be part of the meeting.
right.
that's what, that's what,
Okay, that's what
just
you-
trying to
yeah,
focus on so we can focus on it. So
Yep,
that's why maybe a
absolutely.
separate meeting, right, where it's independent of
Yep.
folks coming, everyone's welcome, I know that, but folks coming and talking on that point. This is
Mr.
strictly a
Chairman,
budget
do
meeting.
you think we can get that done in 2 hours? If we do a concentrated meeting?
We could get that done in 2 hours on a concentrated meeting.
I think we
I
could.
think, when we discussed the salary schedule with the town, with the road crew, they were in agreement that it's something that they were willing to sit down and talk about, and it was suggested from a town member. I think it would just be, maybe Mac, if we could have your guys come up with like a 3-year schedule as to what, salary. Have Mark come up with a 3-year schedule. No, you know what I mean, no, yeah, that's gonna make it difficult. And
Yep.
luckily, that's not on file because the mic doesn't reach that far back, but,
That's right, and it's off.
come up with a proposed 3-year schedule. As if you're not gonna retire, because you gotta work. If you guys could. And I think it would be, in my head, I'm seeing percentages each year, like
Right.
what, 3, 2, 3, whatever you guys can come up with. If they want to come, absolutely more than welcome, but if you want to speak on their behalf, that's fine too. Yeah, and we'll just plan on doing that. That would be our only topic for our first January meeting. Which would be,
Hang on.
Lance is looking at the calendar.
I'm trying to get there.
9th, January 9th,
Is it the ninth?
that would be the second Monday.
No, yeah, second Monday would actually be
Be
the
the
12th.
12th.
No, it's December, you.
Oh, you damn
Come on.
fool. Try that.
Try the 9th.
Try to
Nine.
9th.
Woo!
Yeah, so 1/9, yeah, he was in December too.
Yeah.
So 1/9.
Just on a regular select board.
I think we'll do it on a regular select board meeting. We will limit. As John said, no visitors on the agenda. That would
We
be,
still have people that would be coming in for their requests for what they want on there. Isn't that the meeting they usually would come? the first-
It is.
yeah, and we've got most of them already. I would say we have more.
Pushing the line again for one.
I think we ought to have
Oh,
another
we
meeting.
have, without a doubt, are gonna have to have a meeting the week of the 16th. There's no question about that. We want everything. We want the 23rd.
Meeting on the 9th.
Then the 16th
16th as your
special.
one and finalize the budget.
That's a holiday too, by the way.
What's the holiday?
Martin Luther King Day.
Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be on that Monday. It'd probably have to be a different day.
Well, if we went,
We can even do it that week. If you so choose, I'm just,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not getting happy, I'm just giving it another option.
what days does Terry not work so that she has the best chance of being here?
Monday,
She works the rest of the week.
pretty much. Yeah, I'm pretty
But
sure.
she works every day, and then she takes the second and the fourth
Yeah,
off to be here.
Oh,
yeah. What day, Kathy, is the last day that you need everything in by? I just- I know you have that. I want to put it on this right here so that we are all big letters. Kathy needs everything by, so that we are 100% done before that date,
that makes sense.
which I don't think we have a lot more to go over. Salaries and a couple of the getting some information from a couple of the,
Yeah, it was a couple of the fixed rates.
yeah.
And I gave-
Insurance.
I gave you guys what we had talked about last time for the town budget and also what I had deciphered from your notes from the road. So if
And
you guys have any notes for that, just
yeah,
jot
so
it down.
where I had you had Tammy with a question mark there. Tammy was gonna look in and see what that fee was gonna be for the year.
Yeah,
For dental.
for dental, yeah.
Vision. But if, between the two of you, if you can get that filled in with this year's number,
Mhm.
then we can cross that off there.
Okay.
Um.
Oh, it's just- Okay.
And
That was
then,
done with the medical or just the-
Dental and vision.
yeah, dental.
Yeah.
But then we were.
I got the number from the lady.
Yeah, there was, that's what 90% of these were,
What's her name?
is just.
Yeah.
Set prices that we couldn't figure that was on you.
Yeah, just FYI, I would not mind meeting the 16th if we don't get it done on the 9th.
The 16th would work for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would not.
Would.
I said it would work. I
It
said,
would
if we
work
don't
for-
get it done.
would work for me as well.
we don't get
As
it done
well
on
as
the
me.
9th, then we'll-
There's, what about you, Josh?
That's a forum.
There's,
Yeah, that,
there's four of us.
there's. Even if there's stuff going on.
Okay.
So we'll plan on the 16th.
okay.
I think that would be appropriate.
7 or wanna go earlier?
Yeah,
Be crushed with the date.
Do you
so
want to,
either way, Mac, if you can have that conversation, and whether we meet the 9th or the 16th. Will depend on,
Are you
so
gonna decide
do we
which
want to
one?
limit?
Yeah, we did.
If we have a
16th.
meeting on the 16th, we don't want to have anything else. It would be budgetary only.
right? So if people are going to come and present on the 9th, leave the 9th normal and then do the 16th for the salary.
Correct.
I agree.
It doesn't give a lot of time for, back and forth. It's gonna have to. Are we doing this at 7? Or are we doing it early? Are we doing this early or are we doing this at 7?
26th to the 23rd.
No, our meeting was the 23rd.
That's the first day I can possibly post the warning.
Are we doing
So
this?
basically, by the end of the meeting,
Everything before 126.
Before 123.
no, how about by the end of meeting, the 23rd? If not, we're gonna have to have a meeting the 24th.
123.
Great. Everything must be there before the 26th. So what I'm saying is we finish it the 23rd. If we don't get it done, then we have to have a meeting the 24th. So can you say that into the microphone so that everybody?
You gotta
can
turn the
hear?
mic on.
While she's walking up, what time for the meeting on the 16th?
Right, we want to go early, we want to go 7,
Let's
6,
go early.
6 p.m. is good by me.
I'll try to be here as soon as I can.
So what time are you doing on 16?
6.
And the Zoom information is going to be the same because it's a recurring every Monday meeting.
Cool.
So we're good there.
Can you check and see what the last, if Monday is the 30th of January?
Yeah, last Monday is.
23rd, 30th.
So nominating petitions are due January 30th by noon with a consent to be on the ballot thing. You gotta sign that. Same it we've been doing for the last gazillion years.
2 papers required, consent to be on the ballot and
And they're on the website.
petition with how many signatures is required now?
1% of the checklist, so we have like 1,000. So 1% of that,
10.
I say get 12 to 15, because sometimes people sign it and they're not on our checklist.
Also they can't duplicate, right?
Right, well. If there's 3 select board positions open, they're 3 separate positions. They can sign it. They can't sign for someone who's running against someone. They can't sign both of those.
Lance, where's your paper?
All right.
Done?
Warrants and reports are done. Review of the mail. John, where's Quickman?
I handed it to you.
Yeah, and you had it all spread out all over the place.
Well,
It's the same old mail.
yeah, there was nothing, there was one letter, I think it's an envelope to the right of your yellow envelope,
Which was the request from
Just to
Fairfield
shelter, food shelter.
Center. Third Academy update. Yes, no, maybe.
I have a meeting I have a meeting the 11th with Kathy Levoy.
Perfect. Any others?
I have 2 follow-ups that I was assigned. That I'm gonna cover real quick. So regarding Nemric's module versus QuickBooks, I was sent off to find out about that.
Yep.
The QuickBooks was $795, if I remember correct, somewhere around there, to use them for a year. Nemric, just to get on board with the different modules we need, is about $10,000. And then they were estimating somewhere around $5,000 every year after that for licensing and support. So, I mean, math tells me stay on QuickBooks. It's a personal thing, but if you want to decide or not, that was what came about from that call. So the other piece was the URL. Brenda asked when the URL expires for our current website. The URL is set to expire on April 22nd, 2023. I spoke to Kathy. She stated the site auto renews and is billed to the town credit card. So it'll just renew it.
Thank you for looking into those 2 things, John.
You're welcome.
Any others?
Motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Motion made by Brenda. Seconded by John. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Any opposed? 4-0.
All right.
Oh,